Hello and welcome to Liberation Day livestream. Yes, today is Liberation Day in the Netherlands and I'm not partying because I don't give a crap about parties. You scared me. You got scared by someone saying hello on the livestream. That's how live streams work. I wonder what will be costly about this stream. Maybe if you look at the title, it says we're gonna play a scenario called Crazy Castle, which might contain a castle. Maybe it's kind of in the name. So just a guess, you know. Dutchman jump scare. Yeah, he didn't expect a Dutchman. He expected a wonderful Scottish accent, but unfortunately, that's just not me. I can't do Scottish. I can't do any accent really, except a very over-the-top Dutch accent in English. But that's kind of easy for me. Other than that, I'm shit at accents. So I was gonna ask how many people here are currently partying, but that would require you to be partying and not be here in the chat, so... Anyone here who did go to any kind of party for Liberation Day? You know, this afternoon, this morning, maybe... I believe people also do it like the night before sometimes. Which is a bit weird, because that's technically in the night between Remembrance Day and Liberation Day, but alright. Not my thing. And that's why you are here. Watching someone whose thing it also isn't. Apple Blossom Festival today. Is that just to celebrate Apple Blossom, or is that just named Apple Blossom because whatever? It's also only 11 AM, so that means you're like Washington, Oregon, California, somewhere there. Alright, let's get into it. This is Crazy Castle. And, well, yeah, it's a castle, isn't it? And what we are gonna do, well, what we're gonna try to do, I'm not, you know, might not succeed immediately, but we'll give it a shot, is make it a little bit prettier. Just, you know, usually I would build a park and that kind of stuff, but it's usually not that pretty. The first. Well, there's two kinds of first, because the guest 6 was the first to enter, but guest 4 is the first that's still in the park as you open the scenario. You know what? I'll give you a double. There you go. Ooh, thank you for the 27 months grain. Ooh, we're gonna talk about geography, are we? Well, what do you want to know? Oh, by the way, I beat the speedrun record on Crazy Castle recently. It hasn't been verified yet, but I've uploaded a video of it. And I beat it in 39 seconds. Since we've mentioned geography, what cities can you name in Alberta other than Calgary and Edmonton? That's a good one. It's a really good one. Red Deer? Is that in Alberta? Okay, actually, I kind of want to get a path going on this way. Yes. Okay, so that's one. You know, I could start naming a few other places that I might know, but I'm not sure if they're in Alberta, so it would be kind of a bit random. Although I don't know that many, other than a few big ones that I know are not in Alberta. So I think Red Deer is the only one. I'm so happy RCT is getting a more widespread speedrun scene. It really isn't. There has been zero speedrunning activity except mine. I mean, a few people did like 1 or 2 tests. But don't kid yourself. Don't get your hopes up, because there is really not much of a speedrun scene, and it's a shame. I would love for there to be a bigger speedrun scene, but alas. You're the most important. I'm not the best. I've found a lot of new strategies, but if you're talking about, you know, being able to click a mouse fast and accurately and, you know, basically menuing, as it's called, I'm definitely not the greatest. I'm not bad. There are people a lot better than me. So yeah, if any of you is like, oh, I want to try that, I want to try speedrunning Roller Coaster Tycoon, please be my guest. The more people, the better. It's an interesting question, because I think Calgary and Edmonton both have over 1 million, but every other city in the province is less than 1/10 that size. Yeah, that's fair. Now, I do know a bunch of random small cities around the world. For example, Fort St. John, which I believe is in British Columbia. Why do I know that Fort St. John exists? Because there's an ice rink there. Same goes for the American place Butte. I don't even really know where it is. I just know it's at 1600 meters above sea level. And that's basically it. There's an ice rink there. Well, nearly 1700, 1695 I believe. Okay, so I kind of want a cash machine. It's gonna take a while to get it. But that's fine, we don't build rides very quickly anyway. Okay, I want to build some kind of food courty thing here. Butte, Montana. Yeah. I also know, for example, Karuizawa. Which is... No, I don't want to do land. Which is somewhere in Japan. I don't know where. It has an ice rink. That's all I know about it. I mean, I know one of the track records of that rink. Which is because it's the world record for outdoor speed skating. Same with Hachinoe. Also in Japan, of course, given the name. I mean, you also have Nagano and Obihiro, but those are kind of bigger cities, so they're not really that special. Let's see, what else do you have? Ikaho, which I believe is a small village near the bigger city of Shibukawa. Okay, I'm leaving one spot empty for the cash machine here. Hannah Montana. Now that's a series I never watched as a kid. I believe it was on, you know, during the time I watched those kinds of series. Yeah, I watched like Sweet Life of Cody, Zack and Cody. You know, I was on like the tail end of Drake Bell, watched Victorious, iCarly. I never watched Hannah Montana. Could you guess where I live? It used to have a big ice rink, but it closed for the second time in 2021 and yes, that hosted competitions. I mean, I was gonna say Medeo, but you're Dutch. So or technically it would be Almaty, I guess. Close for the second time in 2021. I don't know that much about Dutch rinks, to be honest. Almaty is in Kazakhstan, by the way. Let me think. Oh, rip these fences. Yeah, 2 rinks in Amsterdam, but neither of them counts here. You also have a theme park. I mean, I know there's an ice rink in Dronten that closed at some point. Dronten doesn't have a theme park. Oh, you do mean Dronten. Wallaby is usually said to be in Biddinghuizen, if you mean Wallaby, which is why I said Dronten does not have a theme park. Oh, is it technically in Dronten? You know what, I don't like these fences here. I was like, oh, I'm doing dinos now, so I might as well do the bone fences that come with the Jurassic theme, but I like the other fences a lot better here. Would you ever consider traveling to the US to get to the theme parks? Nope. If I ever did go to the US, I would go to some nature stuff. You know, Yosemite National Park or Yellowstone National Park. You know, something like that. Okay, now I need kind of a bigger and like a layer of trees around it or something. My mom and I are considering going to like Canada at some point, maybe. Basically, thank you for the 41 months, Bishop. Oh, and I also need to drink water from 9 minutes ago. Basically, my mom lived in Indonesia for a while when she was a kid, and she was like, you know, I kind of want to go there again. She's already been there again later, but kind of wanted to go again. But then she was like, well, do I really? I kind of just want to travel. So she's like, and I kind of wanted to go with her to Indonesia because, you know, I've never been. Seems like fun, like a beautiful place. But then she was like, oh, do I really want to go to Indonesia necessarily? Kind of just want to travel. So now we're kind of holding all options open. We haven't really planned anything, but we're kind of just, yeah, it would be cool. Alright, what we gonna build here? Can and da seems like the way you would pronounce Canada. I mean, I just say Canada or Canada, which is wrong, but sounds funny. You know, by the way, you know, earlier I was talking about, you know, speed skating rinks and that kind of stuff. You know what I noticed about America? Is there is such a heavy emphasis on the Olympics. It's kind of fascinating. Jordan Stoltz, right? Jordan Stoltz is an up-and-coming speed skater. He turns 20 somewhere this month. So maybe he's already 20, I don't know. I just know he's born in May. He was an upcoming speed skater like 2 years ago. And he qualified for the Olympics in 2022. And went. Skated, you know, for his age, he was 17, skated. Alright, yeah, skated quite good, but did not do anything special compared to the winning times. You know, quite a bit outside of the podium. I'm not even sure he made the top 10. But then the next year, he won 3 of the 5 distances, individual distances, at the World Championships. The next year, this year, he did it again. Now, no speed skater in history has ever won 3 distances at the World Championships. Eric Heiden won 5 at the Olympics, but World Championships only exist since 1996. But there was an interview with Jordan Stoltz, you know, like a month or 2 ago. And instead of calling him 7 times world champion, because he also won the World All-Round Championships this year, so 7 titles. Instead of calling him 7 times world champion, they called him an Olympian. And I'm like, dude, this guy has done at the World Championships things legendary. And at the Olympics he came in like 10th. But it's something in the American psyche that the Olympics are very, very, very important. Okay, so we're not making really a lot of money here. Right? We made 16 nice bucks in April from the merry-go-round. Wait, no, it's the shops. We made 62 from the merry-go-round. We made more from the shops than the rides in April. We could advertise, but it's not really useful. Because the merry-go-round is already, you know, not at capacity, but it's not that much of a difference. So, you know what? I'm just gonna build a big coaster to make us some money. Yeah, I'm gonna build a custom one. The thing is, there's basically no coverage of speed skating outside of the Olympics, which is the problem. Well, yeah, but their interview this year was obviously not about the Olympics, because the Olympics were 2 years ago and are not for another 2 years, so it was coverage about something that isn't the Olympics. There are broadcasts, by the way, in America. I did commentary for some of them last season. Well, this season. I kind of just did it for... I was employed by the ISU. Well, technically by a company called Spalk, but they were hired by the ISU. And it was also broadcast in America. The thing I gave commentary for. Okay, this is not a pretty coaster and it won't stay. But it's good enough to make some money. I think it was some kind of NBSC thing or whatever. I don't know how American sports channels work. I'm not American. Okay, this coaster should be able to make us some good money. Let's build another one opposite it. Let's make that a junior. This coaster has a Thrillville sort of vibe to it. Now I'm wondering, what kind of vibe is that? Because I never played Thrillville. I don't even know what it looks like. It is kind of a bit of a weird design. Especially with the loop at the end. Just tunes in, this looks like a fun stream. Yeah, you're also currently watching at something that's not necessarily pretty. That's because we need to make money with these coasters and we'll get rid of them later. Also, I actually finally started uploading live streams again to my Marcel VOD's channel. The first one should have gone live 22 minutes ago. And there are another 11 that are scheduled to go live in the next 12 days. And then, I mean, I'm gonna continue after that, but those aren't uploaded yet. And I've decided to skip everything I missed in 2023 and just start from the start of 2024, so that, you know, I'm not that far behind. Should be caught up in like 2-3 weeks. Right, this is only 2 trains, this station length. God, these trains are long. I want a 3rd train. There we go. You actually really like the Woody color scheme. Well, it's one of the default color schemes. This has been a color scheme of wooden coasters since at least 2002. Maybe even some in 1999 now, but colors kind of worked differently on the Woody back then. So this has been a color scheme of the Woody for 22 years. Wait, 8? Oh god damn it, it's too short. Needs to be longer. It's a nice color scheme. You know, I really disagree. I really don't. I mean, it's not ugly, but I don't like it. But maybe that's because I've seen it so much. Okay, this should be both long enough and more exciting. The story of my life. You know, I was pretty sure someone would make a sex joke of me saying it's not long enough. What's your preferred color palette for the Woody? Well, hang on, let me get it right. Something like this. And then with a fancy color here. So kind of always brown support. And then, you know, some kind of dark color in the middle. And then the first one, some kind of bright color. Although this looks fantastic as well. You know, something like this. Looks really nice. Why did the salmon pink work on that? I haven't gone to salmon pink. I did go to light pink, which is a bit different. Salmon pink does work really nice. Salmon pink is sort of like a very light brownish color. Okay, this thing... Hey, 4.69, nice. This thing does fulfill the set requirement. We can charge 12 bucks for it. We can charge 17.60 for this one. Alright, that should make us some good money. And I'm also just going to... block off some paths here. There we go. Oh, whoops. Hey, Max, welcome. Are you not partying on Liberation Day? Okay, back to the actual pretty stuff. I was eating. Yeah, you're always eating. I'm American. What's Liberation Day? I mean, our Liberation Day is kind of like your Independence Day. It's not really, because it's not the day we became a nation or anything, but... that was the day that the Germans finally fucked off. This castle is kind of a bit in the way of me seeing this. Alright. Let's actually build some more rides. Ah yes, Cinco de Mayo. What is Cinco de Mayo actually about? Oh, is that Mexican Liberation Day? Are your VODs coming online on YouTube again? There's literally uploaded one 28 minutes ago. Well, it was uploaded earlier today, but gone live 28 minutes. Okay, let's see if we can build like a nice wild mice on this hillside. Cinco de Mayo. Yeah, but I like to pronounce it Kinky de Mayo, cause funny. It's sort of a Mexican independence, but mostly a chance for the Corona Corporation to sell beer. You know, they probably could have really capitalized on you know, with COVID. Something like, maybe it happened, because I don't pay attention, maybe this did happen. Maybe something like, you know, be safe from Corona, in quarantine with Corona. Their sales went up because of Corona. I mean, it makes sense. Everyone was like, oh, poor Corona. You know, it sucks for them. Now, you know, it was named after their, not named after their beer, but the disease got the same name as their beer. And in the meantime, they were like, ooh, money. So I don't think they minded very much. I mean, in fact, I think there are multiple people who are like, ooh, nice. I liked this pandemic. And not even just people who make money from it, also some introverts. Don't fear, I'm here. We had to finish our dipole. What the hell is a dipole? Oh, I just realized that Cinco de Mayo literally means the 5th of May in Mexican. I never thought about that. But now that Iridani said, you know, typed 5 de Mayo, I was like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Hi, by the way. Hello. Thank you for making me realize that. Alright, here we have a little wooden wild mouse. Yeah, you know what? Kind of want it a little bit differently. Oop, I didn't mean to do that. We have to finish our day planner for the wedding. Ah, so a dapple is a day planner. So when are you getting married? It's like the biggest ever 3x3 park. Yeah, I couldn't be bothered with that. Right. I always struggle with coloring wild mice. Now this is way too grey. This should just be dark brown. I mean, a saturated brown looked nice too. Probably better even. The 28th of this month. Ah, so that's quite soon. What's the name of your lucky man or lady? No, I should go a bit more random here. Or do you not want to disclose that because that's entirely fair? Sietske. Ah. So you hooked the Frisian. Yeah, it is a beautiful name. Ah, I kind of want some statues here. She's not Frisian. I mean, the name is Frisian. Have any guests drowned yet? Yes, 2 of them. Thank you for the follow, Dan the man. Okay, what have we... What's a good wall for this? Yeah, I think that'll work. Look at that. That kind of looks like it's being held up. Kind of need something more on top of there, like a little bit more. We don't really have the right wall or fence for that, I think. I mean, this just looks ugly. That doesn't work. The video updated today's Crazy Castle. Are you placing Crazy Castle coincidence? I think yes. Yes. That is a coinky dink. Could, of course, just double height this. And put a roof on it. Ta-da! That looks rather nice, actually. It's a wooden wild mouse queue cover. Hey! I'm so clever. Oh, you know, we can probably make this better. Pointy roof! Nah. Doesn't make it better. Now that does. Drink some water. You wanna drown me as well? Hot chocolate stall. Oh, speaking of chocolate, I saw Mr. Beast chocolate in my supermarket for the first time this week. It's slowly rolling out all across the world. Mr. Beast has a chocolate that's called Feastables. And I was like, you know, after all the hype, I'm curious. So I gave it a go. And it was alright. You know, yeah, it's good chocolate, I guess, but I mean, I don't eat chocolate every week or so it's not like I have very immediate memory of other chocolate. But, yeah, I mean, it was okay. I have no idea how expensive it was, because I never look at prices in grocery stores, but yeah, it was chocolate, I guess, so nothing special for me. The bars were really small. At least you didn't opt for the These Nuts flavor. What do you mean I didn't? I mean, I didn't, but you had no way of knowing that. Give Me Chocolate, that's a good song. I mean, one of my least favorite baby metal songs, but it's still baby metal, so it's still a good song. You ever noticed the balloons in the game are the size of the guests themselves? Never really thought about it, but yeah, you're right. They're pretty big. Oh, I think we might need some extra handyman. Oh yeah. Crap, I had auto staff placement turned off. I needed that for speedruns. You know why? Because for the Crazy Castle speedrun I did yesterday, auto staff placement ruined it. Because, you know, you immediately keep it to one tile. It's the same strategy as the empty airfield one, right? Distraction. But there's two people still wandering around somewhere in the park at the start. So the entertainer gets placed at one of those guests. Which is not the correct place. So it's faster to auto place it than, or to manually place it than to have it auto placed and then move it about. Okay, so I have a story. This is from a long time ago. About half my life ago. More actually, I think. A little bit more. About 14 years ago this was. And I was in high school. I was in second class. That's what we call second year. And we did a project. And it was something that a maths teacher always did. It was a cooking project. And that meant that with our class, you know, it's like 25 kids, we cooked some food at one of the other schools that had the facilities for that. And then served it up to the parents for their dinner. And kind of, you know, the point of it kind of being math class as well, that was just her kind of pet project a little bit. But also, you know, you learn a bit about... Your mice coaster is scary, is it? Nah, it's fine. Only 8.41 intensity. You know, you learn about budgeting, you learn about, I guess, you know, measuring ingredients. There's math involved. But I kind of got stuck with a little bit of shitty jobs. You know, instead of actual... I did no cooking. Instead of actual, it was like breaking chocolate into tiny pieces. A lot of washing the dishes. Which wasn't that much fun. I mean, overall, it was not a bad night or anything. But at some point... I did say something that is kind of, in a way, the most kind of, both kind of badass, but also not at all badass, but kind of the way a 13-year-old tries to sound badass, right? Say it again. Oh, I will. But that comes later, because that's, you know, that's kind of the end of this story. But throughout the night, I kind of got sick. Just, you know, general kind of, some like, you know, just have a fever or flu or, you know, something like that. Nothing terrible, but I did not feel great. And I didn't really realize it yet, because I just felt tired. While, you know, and my back was hurting and that kind of stuff while doing the dishes. And at some point, I you know, took a little break, and the people kind of keeping an eye on everything were mostly parents of classmates. And at some point, I was in pain, I was tired, I was sitting down for a bit. The father of one of my classmates said to me, "Hey, get back to work," basically. And I had it. So, I, at 13-year-old, said to him, in Dutch, but I translated it to English, of course, "Shut your fucking mouth, or I will punch it shut." Which is a bit aggressive. Je zei de kei. Nou, in Dutch it was, hou je bek of ik sla hem dicht. And not tearing back, no, but I added the F word in English because there's not really a good word for back that's more offensive than mouth in English. I mean, maybe shut your trap, but it doesn't really work. Either way, because at that point, I was sick and I was not feeling good. And I had been, you know, been doing stuff like the dishes all day, which wasn't that much fun. And I just had it. And I don't regret saying that. Because he should have noticed that I was not doing well. He didn't really act much on it. He kind of just left me alone after that. And shortly after, it will, you know, that was really near the end of the evening, and then, you know, my dad was there as well, of course, to pick me up and get me home. They were like, oh yeah, he is just actually sick. But I don't know. In some way, it kind of feels badass, but at the other time, it's also kind of a cringe thing that a 13-year-old would say, right? But I'm kind of surprised that no one ever said anything of it, because people definitely heard. He heard. They were scared. Scared by a 13-year-old, sure. The funny thing is, that kind of has become a quoted line among me and my friends still from high school. Because they all think it was cool. And I mean, it kind of just the guts to tell that. You know, just to say that to one of the adults who, you know, who were kind of in charge. Which I guess is, you know, well, fair enough. Okay, I think we should connect this back towards here. But that was also not very typical of me, which I think is also at least why my friends were like, whoa. Because it's not like I was very obedient or anything. You know, I did get into a fair bit of trouble in high school. But I never really disrespected authority much. I mean, I did all the shit that was just not okay, but it, you know, to authority, to teachers and, you know, other adults, I was always just, you know, nice, I guess. You can't see the cannons this way. Let's just make it dirty. Bullies are annoying. I did almost break some bully's arm because he didn't leave my buddy alone. I said to him, leave my buddy alone, I'm gonna break your arm, which I almost did because he didn't listen. I mean, this was not a bully. This was a dad at some, you know, at some school event who just had no idea that I was not doing okay. He wasn't, you know, a bad guy or anything. It's kind of funny because, well, I wasn't really friends with his son necessarily. We did play Xbox together sometimes. Because I believe we were the only two people in Xbox in our class. All the other people, all the other kids that did play Call of Duty, had PlayStations. Yeah, I should probably save. Although, I have autosave on. Okay, next one will be the cash machine, and then we can finally research other stuff. How about some flowers? Ooh, hang on, that's exactly 6 tiles. I did do some really weird stuff that got me into some big trouble at school. Once I took one of the lungs out of one of those, you know, like organ dolls. You know, the things you have with removable organs and you can like put them back. I just took one of the lungs and threw it in the trash. I don't know why. Got in trouble for it. Yeah, why? I don't know. Okay, story slightly different than that. How old were you? It was the same year, so 13 I think. 12 or 13. The story is slightly different. That's a very abridged version. What actually happened is that we had German class. And in that classroom was standing one of the organ dolls. It was actually owned by the same teacher that did the cooking stuff. And at the math class, the teacher was, you know, we just got the test back and she was, you know, people that want to ask questions about it could line up at her desk and she'd talk to them. And the rest of us weren't really doing anything. So someone took the brains of the organ doll and we started playing catch with it. And that was all, you know, a thing. And then at some point, I was like, alright, and I grabbed one of the lungs and I put it in the pencil case of one of my friends. Which he discovered during the break, which was immediately after when we were standing somewhere else. And he was like, what's this doing here? And at that point, I took it and threw it away in the trash. I guess it was kind of a get rid of evidence thing. I did a lot of stuff in high school that I was like... Was it one of those plastic body displays? Yes. I mean, I called it a doll, but... In Dutch, the word pop kind of can mean both, like, one of those softer kind of things, you know, baby doll that you know, kids play with. But also... something more like that. I don't know if that's necessarily the correct word in English. Was it life size? Not life size, but it was sizable. Yeah, I think the organ was probably, I don't know, like 6-7 centimeters long. So definitely not tiny, but also not life size. Let's add some benches and bins. There's also something else I got in trouble for, but got really lucky and could have gotten in more trouble. Because for a while, I was kind of trying to be a bit edgy in high school, right? You know, made offensive jokes just because they're edgy. Trying to be funny. Set the principal's car on fire. No, not that bad. And it was mostly really random stuff. And at some point, I got my hands on one of those markers. And I was really random. Again, I was 13, 12 or 13, second year. This was all in second year. Really bad year for me. I decided, hey, I'm sitting on a chair. I have a marker. I can draw a swastika on this. Yeah, not the best idea. Luckily, I did not succeed. I did not succeed because I had done the cross. That's what you start with, right? And at that point, the teacher had already noticed, which was kind of quick, and grabbed the marker out of my hands. So I only got in trouble for drawing on the chairs. Why would you do that? And why would you say that out loud online? I mean, it's just a stupid school story. I was 12, 13, I don't know. One of the two. On the 5th of May of all days. Ah, good point, didn't think of that. But yeah, wasn't the best phase, wasn't the best year of my high school career. A lot of weird decisions. What's special about May 5th? May 5th is Liberation Day here. From the Nazis. There was also something else I got in trouble for that year, big time. But I kind of forgot what it was. But I got 3 times big time in trouble that same year. But I forgot what the third one was. I believe it was not the third one chronologically, but yeah. Okay, this side's a bit more difficult. So let's connect this back up there. Holocaust Remembrance Days on January 27th here. Canada and I think other countries too. Why January 27th? I mean, the 5th of May is clear, because that's the day we got liberated. I mean, parts of the Netherlands, I believe, were already liberated before that. 1944. But the parts above the rivers only in 1945. Something like that. My history is not great. Oh, hang on. Wait, we don't have the cash machine yet. I was late with switching it to the cash machine. Or to stalls. Yeah, we got the coaster first. Oh, hang on, it's gonna take 2 more months. Or 1.5 more months now. Poll about bullying. Bullying Picton, were you? Can I pick 2 options? Because I was mostly a victim. But unfortunately I was sometimes also a bit of a bully. I mean, I've been a non-acting bystander. I've probably been a defending bystander as well at some point. I mean, I've probably taken all of these 5 roles. And the funny thing is, at the time, I didn't even realize some of the things I did that were like, yeah, that's a bit, you know, bully-like or just bully behavior. But then you look back on it and you're like, yeah. In fact, one of my friends, recently, like, I don't know, like 2 years ago or so, decided to send a message to one of her old classmates apologizing for the bullying that we did. We, I mean, kind of like the 3 of us with the friend group. to her. And one of the reasons is he's a Christian, and very much part of that is, you know, apologizing to people that you've wronged. And while it was never that much outright bullying, it was not nice, and it was bullying, but it was, you know, it was. I'll tell you one of the things. It was not like we went out of our way to go to her and be like, haha, you suck. But I have a feeling at some point she might have not had the most friends, and she wanted to kind of stand with us during break times. And one of us would be like, yeah, you can, if you give us some candy. You know, I kind of like a vending machines in school, and you can buy candy there. And while that's not going out of our way to bully someone, it is still not a nice thing to do. It's still sort of bullying. And I'm not sure if I ever said that. But I was still part of it. I did push her over on the ground one time, but I didn't mean to. Still not nice, but that was more me not knowing my own power. I kind of just wanted to give her a bit of a, you know, like a bit of a playful push, but I was kind of too strong. I believe I did apologize immediately for that, though. What shall we put here? Yeah, you know what? We shall put these here. Ta-da! 4 giraffes. Marcel the accidental asshole. Yeah, that happened to me once as well, actually. We were also in the break, and one of my friends pushed me, probably harder than she meant to, and I lost my balance, and I fell into a glass pane, and it broke. Now it did not shatter; it was reinforced, so there were only, you know, some breaks in it. Some cracks in it, but it did break. We did not get in trouble for that, because, you know, that was just an accident. That's just something that happens. So while the school was like, really? They're also like, yeah, shit happens, you know. Anyone ever pulled a fire alarm for fun? Not that I remember. What resolution do you use for monitoring game window? 1440 by 2560. Although I'm playing at a scaling factor of 2, so it's essentially 720 by 1280. This is a scaling factor of 1, which kind of makes all the windows very tiny. And this is a half. Oh, I just unlocked the cash machine? Oh, that's a month earlier than I expected. Oh yeah, no, that makes total sense, never mind. Okay, now, we still got maximum funding, but we go on... You know, I kind of just want more shops and stalls. No, more scenery, I mean. Is scaling factor adjustment in OpenRCT2? Yeah. I have hotkeys for it, which is very useful. This is like, I don't know, like 8 or something. And, you know, go down to a half, which means you can zoom out a lot. And this means you can zoom in a lot. You know, we have guests. Can't really use the windows. I believe this will be... Yeah, this is 2. Yeah, there we go. It's just in the options right here. Window skill factor. And it's very useful to get like partial zoom effects. Because sometimes, you know, kind of like with this wooden coaster, right? This is a bit too zoomed in. But this is too zoomed out. So I'll just go, alright, scaling factor of 1.5. Perfect. Just in the middle. Have you ever been a bully? I mean, what is unknowingly? I mean, kind of unknowingly, but but also in a way I should have known. Because there's kind of two ways of being unknowingly a bully, right? You can be, you know, just have actions that have unknown consequences, or perform actions that you don't know are harmful. Like insulting someone but you think it's just funny. That's kind of unknowingly be a bully. I think you do mean that. Okay. We need to add some trees here and then we can build stuff in the castle. I think there was only one false fire alarm in my entire school career. Though I remember the alarm in the gym got hit by a basketball and it went beep! Now the first one who enters the park. That's gotta be this one. 1284. Good night. I have... In fact, I don't think I've... I think I've only heard a fire alarm go off once in my life. Like a legit fire alarm and it not being a scheduled test. And that was in Sweden while I was naked. I've told this story. It was this summer. And that's not a nice tree. Basically, what happened is that I was taking a shower and I did open the window of my room as far as possible, but apparently it wasn't enough to let enough steam out. And the steam just set off the fire alarm. And I was naked and soaking wet still. And I knew it, I knew it, I didn't even realize the fire alarm had gone off. I did not hear it. I did, but I didn't. That's kind of a weird story as well. But I did know that the noise I heard was, you know, came from me showering, so I wasn't really worried or anything. Does the merry-go-round have a name? Yes, merry-go-round 1. It's not a custom one, but still a name. You know what? We should add some underbrush here. Name a ride of your choice. Ooh, what a surprise. Okay, so I should probably tell the story again of how exactly I did not hear the fire alarm, but I also did. You know what fire alarms sound like, right? A very loud kind of tring noise, or a very artificial beeping noise. Very high-pitched and loud. That's what a fire alarm sounds like. Now, when it went off, what I heard was different. I did hear a loud... Wait a minute, this is the wrong bush. I did hear a loud noise, but I kind of heard more something that you would... An accidental high-pitched noise. Because it varied in pitch. Wee, something like that, but higher, of course. And it was kind of like air. It sounded like air rushing through somewhere. It sounds like the wind. You know, like when the wind goes through your window, something like that. That's the noise I heard. You know, the high-pitched noise caused when the wind goes through something or something like that. I hope you know what I mean. So that's the noise I heard. And I did not realize that was a fire alarm. Because that's not what fire alarms sound like. So I just calmly, you know, dried myself off with a towel and then put on my clothes and went outside. But, you know, once I had dried myself off, I had some missed calls. People were banging on my door. And then, you know, I put on some clothes and I opened the door. And then I heard the actual fire alarm. When I opened my door, you know, a kind of tring sound, which you would expect. So there were two different sounds. And the one I heard, which was more like high-pitched wind noise, was so loud that I could not hear the actual fire alarm. There was also no fire, as I said. It was just some steam. Okay, we're gonna name the merry-go-round one. I test fire alarm systems to the point where I no longer react to the sounds of a fire alarm going on. Yeah, that's also a good point. You know, I've never heard them going off except that one time, so I'm not used to it, so I will definitely react to a fire alarm, but I mean, if mine went off here and I'm looking around and I'm like, yeah, there's no fire. You know, I have a smoke detector here. Then I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not panicking. And fire all the stuff. That's gonna be one dirty park. Can we see the park's right list? It's not very big. Also, hang on. I need to actually place the damn cash machine. There it is. That is the right list. It has 5 rides. Do people go on the spiral slide? Yeah, they've been on it, just not right now. Most people don't do anything for a while, which is concerning, but it is what it is. Yeah, well, the thing is, like, as I said, I've never experienced a proper fire alarm. I've experienced it even going off just once in my life, as far as I can remember. But that was a false alarm. So a lot of people probably are similar to me and don't know what's happening. Okay, let's get rid of these rides. And let's build a proper big roller coaster. Also, at this rate, we're definitely gonna fail the goal. That's not a problem though. We can in the final year like be, oh, we just advertise some and we'll be fine. You know what? I kind of want to just get rid of this middle bit entirely. Let's just block off all access to it. Yeah, no, I need to. I don't mind keeping that. I think this is it. Although at the same time, I think like if I right now heard the air alarm, which we test every month, if that went off right now, I would be like, what the hell just happened? I need to be alert because it's not supposed to sound right now. Oh, I've had fire drills, Max. Like, I've heard fire alarms before. But those were all scheduled. And I've only really had them at... You've only heard it once. Well, only heard it once without it being scheduled. Like, only heard it going off legitimately. It was false alarm, but it still went off legitimately. Okay, let's fast forward a bit so we can now remove this. Okay, I want all the path on the ground to be this, and then in the air it can be the wooden brown thing. I'll change that later. I never understand why terrorists don't attack at 1st of Monday on the month of 12 AM. It's the perfect time for them. Has the alarm ever gone off for... I mean, there have been terrorist attacks in the Netherlands, but... Has the alarm ever gone off for them? Because it's mostly for environmental stuff, right? If there's some, you know, some toxic smoke in the air or something like that. Or, of course, if there's actually, you know... We joke to Germans, but if there's actually someone attacking us with an air force, then yeah, it would also go off. But that hasn't happened since 1945. So that's not even a question of people not doing it, it's just not doing it then, it's just they don't do it, period. Luckily. A couple of years ago, someone pulled a fire alarm where I work. Some delivery driver that got confused thinking it was a handicapped button to automatically open the doors. Right, this is the wrong coaster. Some people are just dumb. And some buttons are improperly labeled. It's either of those two. Or maybe a combination. You know, maybe I have heard another false fire alarm before, but I just don't remember it. That's entirely possible. I don't like this. That's better. Say 9 meters, this is 22.5. Yeah, I'll be fine. Person also blew his hand off today in my city. That's not very nice. My husband said his high school had a legit alarm when one of the photography students left their photo on the projector lamp. Everyone lost their final project apparently. Oh, that sucks. You know, they always say when a fire alarm goes off, just get out and don't carry out any of your belongings. Now, I've been thinking, you know, would I actually adhere to that? You know, if I was at high school, my backpack usually would not have anything that important. Because I did not have a laptop at the time. I had a laptop at home, but not a school laptop. So it would have only had some books and some pencils and maybe some gym clothes. So that will be fine. You know, it's a bit annoying to replace, but it's fine. But you know, right now, if I right now saw like a fire on the other side of my room, you know, far away from the door, Well, first of all, I would call 911, I guess, or try to put it out myself, maybe. Or 112, not 911. But then I think I would probably try to get some valuable stuff outside. If the fire was still, you know, not too close. First off, my data. I have backups. But that backup is still here. 911, yeah, it should still work. I always figured at least my phone and my house keys. I mean, yeah, but my phone is not really a personal item. It's more like, I mean, it's a personal item, right? But it's a very important communication device. Well, only 0611 doesn't work anymore. Well, I've never heard of that number. So I would definitely not dial that by accident. I don't like this roller coaster. I very much do not. It's built without any thought or care. It's in the middle, so it takes away from everything else. I don't really have many important documents that are not digital. But yeah, a fireproof safe with just, you know, something like my, you know, hard drive with all my data on it would not be a bad idea. Now I need to turn around, then do it. Chain lift. We can still do that, but it needs to have thought behind it. It's good to get photos of your valuables for insurance purposes. Also record any serials, numbers of electronics, bikes, whatever indicates of theft. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I'm probably not as well prepared as I should in that area. Like, the one thing I do have is backups of my data, but that's more backups in the case my computer goes kaboom. You know, I have it on a hard drive. Which is of course very good, and a computer going kaboom is more likely than a fire anyway. But there's more, you know, a fire or something else can also happen. I mean, I would definitely not put on a coat. Okay, maybe it was like -10 and snowing, yeah, then honestly, I would probably bring my bag as well. Like my phone and stuff and my bag. I know I shouldn't, but I probably would. Fireproof safes are only rated for certain temperatures for a certain amount of time. If space up, it's very unlikely to save anything. Really? I had no idea. Then again, I've never done any research into it. If the fire alarm goes off, I first check if there's actually a fire. I mean, of course, I would. It differed, right? Because if currently now my smoke alarm goes off, I'm like, is there a fire? Well, I can see there's none. And as far as I know, my smoke alarm is not like connected to any of the others in the building, so if there's no fire here, it's kind of a false alarm. But if you're in a big building, like at school or at work, I mean, I work at home, but you know what I mean, then It's very different. I still don't like this roller coaster. Why don't I like this roller coaster? It's way too small. It's still way too much in the middle of way too small. It's too deep. Yeah, and it's kind of got, you know... Yeah, it doesn't work. The floating ghost trains. Through the wall outside the castle. Yeah, you know what I should do? I should, like... have it go, like, here and then just go forwards. Have it a bit more of, like, an out and back thing. Now that's a big drop. At my high school, some kids figured out a way to make the fire alarm go off without evidence. So the fire alarm went off every single day, and you'd see firemen and principal mad dashing to try to catch who did it. Those are just shitty kids. Like, I talked about some shitty things I did during high school, but that doesn't compare to that. Oh, we unlocked classical Roman, we've got mechanical, we got snow and ice. That's very nice. My phone is always usually within reach. Right now it's not, because it's on the charger. But usually my phone is within my reach. So I could really grab it quickly. I mean, really, if I'm anywhere that's not home, my phone is almost always within my reach. Because usually it's in my pocket. So, yeah. They were using the one in the boys' locker room, so putting a camera there would be problematic. Oh yeah, I see. I'm surprised that the alarm never got pulled at my high school. Or at least I can't remember it happening. My brother found that IT had never changed the admin password for Magister. That's just bad security. I also never did that, any kind of, you know, IT stuff. One of my friends did once destroy a USB port of a computer by destroyed something like a computer by jamming a mouse into it, something like that. I don't know exactly what happened, but it was something like the case was open and they jammed a mouse in it or something like that. And yeah, they did get in trouble for that. Now I wanted to level out. We Dutch don't pull alarms. Okay, that's ugly. Maybe that's true. Maybe it's more of... Well, maybe not necessarily an American thing, but maybe it's not a Dutch thing. Who knows? Oh, I had a similar thing with the one in Sweden, Anti. Because I did put on some clouds, but not that many, so I didn't have socks on. And the ground was not covered in snow. It was summer, but it was still very dirty, and it was raining. I just taken a shower, and then you're outside in the dirty ground with your bare feet. I mean, it's not that difficult to wash again, but still. Okay, this is a much better wooden coaster. I like this one. Alright. It's nearly the end of year 2. Well, nearly the end of year 2. We still have over 2 months left, but we're nearing the end of year 2, and it's still... it's still only... we don't even have 400 guests. Let's follow it. Oh, look at that. We got 200 viewers. Not a milestone I reach. I mean, I reach it not regularly, but sometimes. So it's always nice. So, welcome everyone. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Hope you're having a good time watching me attempt to build a good wooden coaster here. Because this took a while. It took 3 iterations. But that's the thing, right? You have to be able to say like, well, this looks shit. I'll try again. Because that's what I did. And it worked. Okay, now the question is, how do I want to kind of do the whole pathing system? Because I kind of don't like the path being high up here. I think I'll just keep it down here. Yeah, I think I'll... Nope, that one. Happy to be here. I'm glad you have a Sunday stream because I can't make the weekday one. You know, the fact that I stream on Wednesdays and Sundays is a pure coincidence. And it actually has to do with the divorced parents of an old friend of mine. Which sounds really weird. And it is weird if you word it like that. Basically, it was someone, a guy who I was still studying at the time, and we frequently worked together if there was some kind of thing to work on. You know, what you had to do a group thing in duos. So we frequently paired up, and at some point I decided to start streaming, and I chose Wednesday. Because he was never available on Wednesday. Because that evening he was at his dad's place. So I was like, well, Wednesday sounds good for me. And eventually, at first I only decided to, the plan was only to stream once a week on Wednesday. But I think like literally the first week I was like, well, I can do twice a week. So it's either Saturday or Sunday, because that's kind of, you know, the opposite of Wednesday in the week. And I chose Sunday because Sunday evening I have things to do less frequently than Saturday evening. And I never changed those dates. I still live stream on Wednesday and Sunday. That helix should go the other way. Well, there's not enough... There's enough room, but I think it looks nice like this. Slipping into lurk. Hope everyone's doing great this Sunday. Oh, welcome. Yeah, we have a lot of lurkers. Every stream has a lot of lurkers. That's not true. Most streams have a lot of lurkers. Max's stream, Max Arceus' streams, they don't have a lot of lurkers. Because we'll often be with like, you know, you'll have like 7 viewers. And there'll be like 5 or 6 of us chatting. And I think that's kind of normal for small streamers. As soon as you have a, you know, a bit of a larger audience like I do, then you will have a lot more people comparatively lurking. The shade. What shade? You're a small streamer. Like, that's just true. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, I love your streams. Absolutely do. I'm 1 centimeter tall. A whole centimeter, mister. What? I have no idea what you're on about. I mean, presumably it's a reference. I'm not that small of a stream. Oh, God. Is that... I mean, it might still be a reference. Who knows? Well, you probably do. What kind of fence shall we use? Not a conifer hedge. How about that one again? Small to medium streamers are where it's at. You know, compared to everyone on Twitch, I'm a massive streamer. I'm in like the top 0.1% or maybe even 0.01%. Of course, I kind of just did YouTube and brought my audience over. But still. And of course, if you compare it to the actual largest streamers on the platform, who have 10,000 or more viewers, even 100,000, yeah, I'm not very large. I do agree, though, that you know, small to medium is the ideal. Because, you know, I've joined in on like a mumbo jumbo stream, something like that. And you say something, and a second later it's gone. So there's not much interaction to be had. Or even, you know, guys like you can be chatting between yourselves in my stream. That doesn't happen in very big streams. You can't really have conversations. Which is a shame. But the very, very small streamers can be a bit awkward, right? Now, in Max's stream, it's fine. I know Max. And I know all the other people there, and there are multiple active people in every stream. But I mentioned this before, and others of you felt similar. If you're the only one chatting in someone's stream, and they're actively responding, then you kind of feel guilty for if you stop chatting or if you need to leave. Because sometimes I'll chat for a bit, but then after a bit I'm like, alright, I just kind of want to lurk now. Or, you know, concentrate on something else, but still have this in the background, something like that. But you feel guilty for doing that. And that does kind of happen sometimes when I watch small Roller Coaster Tycoon streamers. Especially if they recognize me, which is probably like 30-40% of the time. One of the streamers like, no, please don't leave. I mean, now that makes it awkward. I mean, if you tell me, it's funny. But if you know, someone you genuinely don't know says it genuinely, then it's awkward. With smaller streams being not that great, it's also kind of a block to growing. I was never a small streamer. As I said, I brought my YouTube audience. So I jumped from nothing to 150 consistent viewers. I haven't really grown. I'm still at 150 consistent viewers. But that is, I think, another reason why it's so difficult to grow on Twitch. Because being the only one to watch a YouTube video is fine. Being the only one to watch a Twitch stream, if you interact a bit, is awkward. Not immediately awkward, but it can become awkward if you stop chatting. Hey Waluigi, welcome. How am ya? I'm doing quite good on this crazy castle thing. We've done not a bad job. Oh crap, we don't have staff. We haven't had staff for 31 minutes. Hang on, how many rides are still operational? Okay, so 2 have broken down. The trick as a streamer is to just have 2 of your devices watch the stream in incognito mode. That way your active viewer count's never 0. Yeah, but there's no... there's no interaction. You know... I don't think I've ever told this. But I think a year or so ago... I did a Roller Coaster Tycoon livestream on a secret stream account. I streamed for like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. And I did not get a single commenter. And the most views I got, it was always at 1, because I was watching my own stream to watch the chat and stuff. But so it was always 1. And it only occasionally got to 2. Now, I did, after the stream, discover that I had the settings accidentally to only followers can comment, which is annoying. And I did not realize it. I did not do that. That was automatic. I made the account. Also, you've probably seen this park before. I'll show you the park I built during that stream. Why am I at... It's Forest Frontiers. Why am I at the end? Should be somewhere here. There it is. This is the park I built during that stream. And you might have seen it before. It's featured in videos. I think I've had it on stream as well. This is not very optimal. I kind of played unoptimally to hide myself. You know, this weird... you go down, up unbanked, and then you have another chain lift. It has excessive lats, but at the same time, I also on purpose designed it so that while it has excessive lateral Gs, it still has a normal intensity rating. So I was kind of playing bad, but good. So that the bad wouldn't cause guests to not ride it. And I also did a double path, which is something I rarely ever do. So that was also me trying to hide my identity. Of course, I used my voice. So it's not like, you know, if anyone recognized my voice, it would be like, yeah, that's unmistakable. And I think it's a rather nice park. And I kind of framed it as, ooh, I'm playing Roller Coaster Tycoon again, you know. As a kid, I played it, and, you know. Do it again. Probably not. Let's be honest, I probably will do it again at some point. But I won't tell you. DB reference spotting. Well, if there's a dragon... Does that stand for Dragon Ball? Because that's definitely not something I put in my parks. I was doing the Marcel profit maze, but someone my guest kept getting annoyed. Annoyed how? Speaking of maze, let's put a nice maze here. Getting angry, wanting to leave. I don't think that has anything to do with the maze. Like, there are many reasons a guest can get angry, but I don't think it has much to do with the maze. I never really pay much attention to what I do when designing a maze. I just do some random stuff and hope it'll look nice. Oh, name a ride of your choice 5 minutes ago. What was that? The first maze you built, the Citadel of Blood. That's not the reason I decided to build a maze. I didn't even see that comment. Well, I saw Citadel of Blood, but I didn't realize it was a ride thing, and I didn't see maze. I love your YouTube videos. I'm glad you love them, and welcome, FTS. What if you find yourself in an alternate universe and all that's changed is the finer details of how the game works? Some of the rides are different, they have different stat requirements, things like guests want salty food suddenly exist and all random crap like that. I mean, I appreciate the hypothetical of being like, ooh, does Marcel go mad and whatever, but at the same time, that doesn't really, if you think about it for a bit, that doesn't really work. Because that means that my videos are all wrong, but that means I wouldn't have made my videos. So, either I make no videos, or I make videos about how it works. But if I make videos about how it works, I do already know it, and it doesn't matter that it's different, because I already know it. The videos are correct, but they don't match what you think you know. I mean, at that point I got bigger fish to fry. Because at that point, I've just gone mad. So then it's no longer about Roller Coaster Tycoon or making a living. You know, I'll be fine for a good while. At that point, it's just figuring out what on earth happened. Someone ended up in an alternate universe. Yeah, but I don't know that at that point. I just at some point wake up and be like, why do I think this game works differently even though I made videos on it? How do I not know this? And I gotta figure out why. I really love that you put in James Grime in one of your recent videos. There are so many references in that video. I just finished watching your videos on the Mach 177... Mach 1... There. English. I just finished watching your video on the Mach 176 speed go-kart ride and currently petitioning my local city council to bring in a carnival company to recreate it. What would you say is the dimensions of the infinite speed go-kart ride so that I could finally live my ultimate fantasy of traveling so fast I leave a negative Google review? What? It kind of started normal and then it was like, hang on, this traveling so fast I leave a negative Google review? What the hell does that mean? Should I go through that video right now, that very big video, and explain all the references? Because there are a lot. I don't know if you guys would enjoy that. If you guys would like that. James Grime was indeed one of them, one of the number file guys. You don't have a path open from the entrance. Ah, it looks like I don't. I'll just leave more people in. Alright, let's fix that. Whoops. There we go, that should fix it. I hope that's connected. Yeah, it looks like it is. Now, that's a great idea for a YouTube video. I think it's more of a live stream thing than a YouTube video thing. Let's put a castle entrance on it. Did you rename the park? Oh, right, I did see that, but I was distracted. Cookie Castle. Now, what's your question, Waluigi? What do you want to test of me? 3 Dutch speed skaters don't skate for the Netherlands. For which 3 countries have they supposedly chosen to represent? There's Isabelle van Elst, who skates for Belgium. There's Ted-Jan Bloemen. I mean, Ted-Jan Bloemen is a Dutch guy, but also a Canadian. He has citizenship. I'm not sure about Van Elst. He skates for Canada. They're all men. I mean, I already got one woman. So Isabelle van Elst, Ted-Jan Bloemen and Kayin Veld, who skates for... Well, not yet, but next season he's going to skate for Griekenland. Greece. I don't think you mean Kayenfeld, because only speed skating nerds probably know that. Because he's not really a good skater. Like, he just about qualifies to partake in Dutch championships. So doesn't really skate internationally at all. Let's see, what else are there? I mean, there was, of course, there was Bart Veldkamp, but he retired in 2006. So this doesn't really count anymore. He skated for Belgium. I can't really think of any other Dutch people that went to skate for other countries. Right now. I wonder, what are your other two answers? This should be at least with people I've heard of, right? Niels van der Poel? What do you mean? Niels van der Poel was born in Sweden. His father was born in Sweden. His mother was born in Sweden. His grandfather was born in the Netherlands, emigrated to Sweden. Manuel Leito, Dominican Republic. What? Never heard of Manuel Leito. Hang on, let me look for him. How do you know of Manuel Leito? Also, according to speedskatingresults.com, hang on. He skates for the Netherlands. But these are all completely irrelevant times. Like, they're very good. Like, if anyone's good enough at skating to skate these times, then yeah, you're a very good skater. But compared to, like, these aren't even good enough to win for the women's. Let's see, Dominican Republic. Is that even featured here? It's not even featured here. Because it has no national records. No one ever skated for the Dominican Republic. This one will be posted on my second channel, Marcel Vods. Bezita Zita. So I'm serious, like, you got Niels van der Poel wrong, but I have no idea what you mean with Manuel Leito, because he does. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this is from 2018. But this was just after the 2018 game, so it was. He wanted to go as a 36-year-old, because he was 32 here, in Beijing. But he didn't manage to. In fact, he didn't even set any Dominican Republic records, apparently. Now let's see. Does this have the Dominican Republic? Because this side kind of has more. If you go to all-time bests, men, 500 meter, country, nope, also does not have the Dominican Republic. So, no one ever skated for the Dominican Republic. Yeah, so this season he could not, like that, the coming season after that, he could not skate for the Dominican Republic. Because there has to be 12 months between skating for one country and the next. So you kind of miss a season if you switch countries. Well, internationally at least. But apparently it didn't work out. So, yeah. That didn't work. Still funny that I was able to come up with 3 answers anyway. And the cards, because why not? Yeah, Niels doesn't speak Dutch. He retained his Dutch last name, but that's it. Doesn't speak Dutch. Never tried to or anything. Does not have any connection with the Netherlands. I mean, I guess he kind of does, because every speed skater has a connection with the Netherlands, because it's massive here. But other than that, he doesn't. You really are a skating aficionado. I mean, if Kai in het Veld didn't announce like a week ago that he was gonna skate for Greece, I would not have managed to name 3. Okay, how about a mini helicopter, right? You know what I want to do? I want to kind of replicate this one, but kind of my own version. So I want to kind of build a plaza, kind of under a mini helicopter, right? That seems fun. And someone said Greece. Yeah, one of the Dutch skaters who has Greek heritage is gonna skate for Greece next season. And he had a lot of potential, but he had problems with injuries, which is why he wasn't doing well the past 2 seasons. Opa. Why are you saying opa? Like, it's a Dutch word for granddad. But why? It's a Greek expression of joy and celebration. Opa, opa, opa! Europapa, Europapa. You know, the more I hear the song Europapa, the more I don't dislike it. You know, I kind of disliked it when I heard it first. It was, you know, like a typical Dutch carnival, like, dance number song, and I'm not fond of that. The more I like it, it's like, the more I listen to it, it's like, yeah, I still don't really like it, but I've stopped disliking it, kind of, you know? No, it's not right. Should probably first kind of build a plaza. I don't want it to go through like that. Whee! That's how you build a plaza. We'll punch some holes in this later. We'll build a mini helicopters on top of this. And then punch some holes in it for like trees and stuff. I can name two Dutch female skaters who don't or didn't skate for the Netherlands, and it's still not the one you said. Now I wonder who they are. Because, once again, I should know them. Carlijn Schoutens and Henriette van der Meer. Oh, that's a good point. Well, they're not... Carlijn Schouten, is she still active? She was active recently anyway. And yeah, Henriette van der Meer is the mother of currently active speed skater Marcel Bosker. And she moved to Switzerland after marrying to Ronald Bosker, who I believe was Swiss. And then she also started skating for Switzerland. Carlijn Schouten skates for America. I do wonder if she was... Hey, we have a raid. Gumbaro, I believe you've raided me before. The name sounds familiar. Welcome everyone. How you doing? We are currently working on Crazy Castle. It's an old roller coaster tycoon park. And I built a big ass coaster. I built a very nice themed area here. With a merry-go-round, some dinos, little shop plaza thingy, mining thing, wild mouse, you know, the works. I love that front that you did. Mean like this? It looks nice, doesn't it? If you didn't mean it, it still looks nice. In fact, it looks really nice. So, what were you doing on this beautiful day? Right now, by the way, we're working on this. So currently this is just a big blob of path, but I will, once I've built kind of a mini helicopters above it, punch a bunch of holes in the path and make it kind of a nice plaza thing. Playing Crumbly Woods. Nice. Clearing scenarios in RST1. Like actual RST1 or RST1 scenarios in open? There's quite a few people still play the actual Roller Coaster Tycoon 1 scenarios, and I think that's neat. And I kind of play more and more RST1 lately. Usually for videos. You know, for challenges that I do. Because for those who don't know, this is my thing. I do Roller Coaster Tycoon. It's literally my job. I upload YouTube videos and I stream a bit on the side. And I recently uploaded a very big video on my YouTube channel, which required me to do quite a bit of RST1 playing. I think a lot of the RST1 scenarios are more fun. Now, you're right about that. That the RST1 scenarios are better than the RST2 ones. I'm not necessarily sure about more fun. Because they're usually a bit simple. They don't have that difficult goals. Oh, you did do it in open. Well, it does make it a lot easier to record and stuff. But yeah, I was about to actually look into Caroline Schouten's story, because I wonder, when did she actually move to America? Or it may be a story like Niels van der Poel? Okay, so she was born in New Jersey. So, this is her Wikipedia page. She was born in New Jersey. But she did skate until 2014 for the Netherlands. Okay, so on her 7th, she moved to the Netherlands. And then she moved back to America. So yeah, I would count it as a Dutch skater skating for America or for another country. But not as much as someone like Bart Veldkamp, who was just born and raised in the Netherlands and then randomly started to decide to skate for Belgium. Because he didn't even have a Belgian passport. She, of course, did have an American citizenship. Have you ever hosted a multiplayer RCT server? Yes, we have. I'm a really casual player though, so I like that they're easy. I play the game to relax. That's fair enough. That's kind of what I do on stream too, although, you know, we're not going to make this if I keep playing, but, you know, just before the deadline we'll just advertise a bit and we'll be fine. That's how I play. But I do like, for the challenges, a bit more of a challenge. You know what's especially a slog in RCT1? And where I actually do kind of think the Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 scenarios are better designed. You know, it's a shame, by the way. We can't place a fountain in the middle of this. Even though there's technically enough space for it. But yeah, what's a bad design is the added attractions expansion. It's just guest goal after guest goal with a few park value ones in between. I mean, I can show you that really nicely, actually. Because I have a nice overview of the goals here. Look at this. Light green is a guest goal where you can charge for the park entrance. But it's basically almost only guest goals. And they're all the same. They're like 1200, 1600, 1400, 1300, 1500, 1200, 14, etc, etc. Sometimes 1000. Yeah, sometimes it's something unique, like Fiasco Forest is a bit unique. But other than that, they're incredibly similar, and it's kind of just a slog to go through. This one's not that much different in terms of goals, actually, the actual original one. But I have a feeling the scenarios are more unique. They're significantly less, 21 instead of 30. Now, if you know, it gets better in loopy landscapes. Where you have more variety, you have a few coaster building ones, you have ride ticket profit goals, you have only one park value though. But in RCT2 there's more variety. Which I think is a good thing. So in terms of that, I think they are definitely better. Yeah, Harmonic Hills is the worst ever. That one's right there. That's terribly designed. I guess I've said something wrong to have my comment submitted. What? I mean, if I scroll, I don't see any comment by you. So, I'm not sure what you're talking about. I like Bumbly Bazaar being unique. Yeah, Bumbly Bazaar is literally the only scenario in both games combined to have a monthly food and drinks profit goal. Granted, that didn't exist in RCT1. So still. you ever consider doing RST3 scenarios? Yes, I would consider it. In fact, I have considered it. And I'm not doing it. Whoops. Okay, this is kind of the idea I want to go for, right? Just random bits of trees and scenery and stuff. The Woody call it De Großletzteburger Achterbahn. What the hell does that mean? I mean, Achterbahn is roller coaster, obviously, but Letzteburger, since you capitalize it. Oh, is it just the big Luxembourgish roller coaster? In Luxembourgish? Oh, oops. That's a Buerger. I'm not sure if it'll fit. I don't think it fits. Achterb. That's the best I can do. I better get some work done. Well, have fun. Just do Achtboon. Alright. Let's actually have a look. Have a quick look at how well the video on Marcel VODs is currently being watched. Because it's been a year since I uploaded on that channel. Ah, it's got 100 views already. That's not bad. Yeah, all the other ones here are from very, very long ago. But look at that, there are so many that are... Yeah, these are unlisted, but these are scheduled. And these have not yet been scheduled. One of them is still processing. There are so many to come. Hey, look at that, it's even got 2 comments. Is the VODs channel monetized? Yes, it is, actually. I've made 27 bucks and 46 cents. In the best month I would usually make like 150. So it's not anything big. But it's something. You know what's interesting? If you go to revenue, and I do see more. YouTube Premium is 62%. Which is because on the VODs I do put advertisements on them, but only at the very, very start. So only a pre-roll and maybe a post-roll as well, but no mid-rolls. Because I can't be asked to do those. And because Premium is based on watch time, for very long videos, if you don't have a lot of mid-rolls, you get a lot of premium revenue compared to ads. A premium view is worth more than an ad view anyway. Do you have paid taxes on that? Yes, I do. I pay taxes. This stuff is, you know, both this channel, they're all on the same account. I have a third channel as well called Marcel Does, which is kind of my second channel. The other one's just for VODs. This is where I dump my speedruns, basically. You know, and I wanted to do funny streaming clips. I did 2, and another video where I complained about people not knowing how the subscribe button works. And then I was like, I can't be arsed with that. And the others are just speedruns. Because I need somewhere to put them. This one's not monetized. Because it doesn't get enough watch hours. Because the speedruns are very short. But yeah, all the channels combined, what I earn from them, I get paid monthly through AdSense. They're all connected to the same AdSense account. There's a lot of interesting statistics here. For example, out of the last 10 videos, this one about empty airfield is the second best in the first 1 day and 8 hours. 42,000 views. Only the previous one did better. With 45,000 views nearly. But you can see interesting things as well. Because if we go to this death maze, to the analytics, it did incredibly well. It got nearly 200,000 views in 30 days, which is insane. Oh, it actually just died down. That's unfortunate. So yeah, but this is in my top 10 best performing videos ever in the first 30 days. I have lists of that, of course I do. I'm a nerd. But if you go to revenue, it's made me nearly $500. Hey, hang on. Why can't I see the... Oh, that's here. My watch page ads is 79%. And YouTube Premium is 20% and then Super Thanks is 0.2%. Basically, 80% advertisement, 20% from Premium. If you go to the longer video, which is 51 goddamn minutes long, and we go to revenue, I mean, it's got not even half the views, and it's already made me the same amount of money, basically. So per view, it's a lot more. But if you see here, watch page ads, there's advertisements, only about 2/3, only about 65%. Because it's a much longer video. Now, I did put a lot more mid-rolls in it, of course. But still, comparatively, Premium makes you more on these kind of longer videos. Which I think is very interesting. If you want to see one of my best performers, by the way, we gotta go to that video. Somehow, this video about the densest park ever has 542,000 views. It just keeps going. It's one of my best performing ever in the first year. It just turned a year old a few days ago. And it's also one of my best earning videos ever, over 2,000 euros. Which is absolutely brilliant. And yeah, it doesn't... You know, if you get 500 views a day, that's 180,000 a year. Now, this one got a lot more. But let's say if from now on it gets 500 views a day on average. So this is 1350 in the last 2 days. So more than 500 a day. But if it keeps getting 500 a day, then in 3 years it will have over 1 million. And I only have one video over 1 million. So considering that, 500 a day is more than all my videos get long term. Except for one, which is nearly 2 million. It's really interesting to see which videos do well and which don't do so well. This myth-busted one does incredibly well too. And in fact, you can see a little bit more of an uptrend again. Sometimes they do pick up again a while later. I have a really interesting one.
Hello everyone and welcome to another video.
Why did that just start playing? I did not do that. Look at this. Did I write it down? Yeah, there we go. Look at this chart. Boing, boing. This is the weirdest chart ever. Because that's how YouTube does it. Autoplays the home video. But I'm in my YouTube studio. I'm not on YouTube itself. This is a really weird graph. This was more than a year in. It suddenly got another like 40,000 views. In, let's see, this was a year 58. So it got 40,000 views suddenly in 30 days. I have no idea why. I think it's really interesting. That's just stairs. That's right. Alright, let's have some wall. You know what's a funny myth? Some people believe that it's not allowed. You're not allowed to share your YouTube revenue. So what I just did is not allowed. Well, that's what some people think. It is allowed. There's nothing wrong with it. But some big YouTubers have said that they're not allowed to share it. Probably because they just don't want to. Which I guess is fair enough if you don't want to. It's a bit shitty to lie about that. Now the big one got 1.9 million, Waluigi. Maybe they're under some contract. No, they're not. Like, they're just very normal YouTubers like you and I. You and I, like me. Probably not you. Like, that's just a lie. And even if they're getting better deals, that's not illegal to talk about. Okay, this fence doesn't look nice here. My YouTube said 1.2 million. No, it doesn't. Look again. I mean, if it does, there's something seriously wrong. Why does it look like these two are not on the same tile? Oh, because they are not. Maybe they're under a network so they don't actually get the revenue displayed on the page. But then they're still allowed to show the revenue. Like, you can't forbid that. I mean, Mr. Beast has shown it. They're just people that lie about it because people be weird about money, I guess. I mean, yeah, they might also be misinformed themselves. That's very, very true. It's funny. I'm in a YouTubers only. I'm in a partnered YouTubers Discord, and very often when someone shares their stats, be like, "Oh, I did really well this month." They hide their revenue because they don't feel comfortable sharing it, which is a very cultural thing, because they've been brought up that way. And I've never had any trouble with that, because in my family, like, I always knew roughly how much my mom made. I mean, I never cared enough to actually remember exactly how much, but, you know, if I want to know, I can ask her. I'm not sure if she'd be comfortable with me sharing it on stream, but just me knowing, that's fine. How did that video do so well? I have no idea. That one video just did particularly well compared to the rest. Okay, so this doesn't look nice because the walls kind of blend in with the path. And that's not good. Thank you for the follow. Ringtail99 and earlier Christox. Yeah, I can predict how well a video will do with decent certainty, with decent accuracy actually. I'm decently good at that. But sometimes there will just be a video I'm like, how? For example, I knew that the densest park video would do well. But well would be like maybe 200,000, 250,000 views right now. Not 550,000. That's insane. It's your best ever video. Well, it's not my best in terms of quality, but I guess at the time it was sort of still new enough. Something like that. Because it was my first proper video about the longest roller coaster, right? Because I had done one before, but that one was with text on screen, no voiceover, so it kind of sucked. It still did well for the time. You know, got like 10, 20,000 views quickly, which at that time was a lot. But then I released that video and it did, yeah, super well. Okay, that doesn't quite fit. Let's see. Clubs goes there, then hearts, then diamonds, then clubs. That first one was a spade, not a club. And let me do it the other way around. Because that's the order in bridge. I found 2 longest coasters videos. You know what? We can just take a look at my most viewed videos. Kind of getting higher and shut up. Kind of getting distracted at this point, but that's fine. So these are my most viewed videos. At the very top, you have indeed my 12 years of suffering at 1.9 million. Then you have my most overpowered coaster design. This thumbnail is dead. Nowadays, there would definitely be guests on these coasters and guests in the queue line. But this thumbnail was very intentionally designed. It's just a simple screenshot of the game. There's not much work that went into it. But the video title is like the most overpowered coaster design. And then it's like, oh, it's just a flat loop. Why is that so overpowered? You start asking questions and then you want to watch the video. The calculator, which was the one that went viral, it doesn't even have a proper thumbnail. This is just one of the standard ones that, you know, from the video. I did not design a thumbnail for this. Another longest roller coaster at 733k views. Way too much text and stuff. Not a good thumbnail. Impossible Maze. It's kind of got a similar idea. I would have zoomed in a little bit more nowadays, I think. But I like the thumbnail because it's like, what do you mean that maze is impossible? It's clearly solvable. There's nothing wrong with that. Why is it impossible? And that makes you want to click. The Brachista Crown Curve. Why did that one explode? I have no idea. I mean, it was kind of a hot thing because Vsauce just made a video about it, I guess. But still, this one haunts me still, by the way. I hate the effect this video has. Because, you know that glitch where steep drops gain more speed than they should and gain more speed, total speed, than vertical drops? That's a glitch. Steep drops go faster than they should. People keep saying that's because of the Preparedness curve, and it isn't. I even recently made a video about it. 42 tips and tricks, that was a really slow burner. It did really well. Of course it did. I knew that would do well. I knew it would be a slow burner. But yeah, it's just a video people want to watch. Universe Coast, another long coaster, of course. Very recent. Densest park ever. I don't know why Transport Ride specifically did so well. I like the thumbnail. It's a really just Transport Ride, and you see two you know, it's a good, well-designed thumbnail. Kind of like a bit like the rule third. They're kind of at the third. They're kind of at the bottom third as well, I guess. This is the top third. Shortest ride with 10 excitement. Again, how does this ride have 10 excitement? It's the same thumbnail idea. And a ride overview Giga Coaster. Yeah, I guess people like the Giga Coaster. Not the longest coaster. You know, I get why this one's so popular, but then we get into slightly less popular videos. Yeah, those are my most popular videos. Most of them I know why they're popular. Some are a bit old. Also, you fixed the unopenable park. Genesis are nice. What was wrong with it? Or rather, what was wrong with the build that made it unopenable? Because now I am kind of curious. Okay, this is too big. Oh, what if we use a few of these? Ah, damn it. Doesn't fit. Alright, that's fine though. Nah. Okay. Okay, that also already doesn't fit. These bushes do though. And then here we can yeah, what shall we do here? Maybe some flower beds. Yeah, that kind of looks nice. I searched for the curve in RCC. Did you specifically search for the Preparedness curve in the Roller Coaster Tycoon? Because I'm kind of baffled that people search for that. Yes, I did. Why? Like, I mean, I'm thankful you did, but why did you think something would come up? Because I wouldn't think that. I mean, you were right. So, it's kind of on me for being wrong, but still. I had some faith. Well, you had good faith. Okay, so internally we use something called track element iterator to iterate our track elements. But there was a change to the code which modified where we begin the iteration, and it's likely that something happening with your park that triggered a condition that was unsupported, and basically we tried reading an element that was not present. Huh. it's weird how this kind of things can happen. Because while it wasn't really a normal park, because I did do some cheatery, right? I didn't do any kind of really that weird stuff. Would that only happen to a park with cheatery? You know, putting the wrong trains on the wrong things, making things invisible, stuff like that. Or could that have happened to any normal park? Kind of want to just, you know, go smaller and smaller here. Just like that. Then here we'll do these fences. I just thought, would the coaster get more speed if it would just roll on that curve? Basically, it should get free energy. I mean, you do get to your destination faster, so the idea sort of holds. I mean, physically it's not free energy, that's very wrong, but it kind of holds. You likely had elements present outside of the expected range, right on the edges. Well, I can test that. Hang on, save game. This is version... Hang on, let me restart the launcher. Yeah, there we go. Download. Oh, duh, it can't update because... Hang on. Need to quit OpenRCT2. Now we can update it. Then we can open the park again. Yip-a-dip-a-doo. Always takes a while to launch. Oh, shut up. Wait, no, I should not make it shut up. Alright, what was it called? I built it in like September 2019. Or something like that. I have entirely forgotten what it was called. Hang on, I sent it to you. So I can see what it was named there. Did I send it to you? Okay, Gravity Gardens stream. There we go. It does have a lot of photo sections in a row. Let's see, something on the edge. Well, I'm pretty sure I just stayed within the park boundaries. So... Oh. What? 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 Well, that might explain something. What? But why does it go so weird here? What? How big is it according to the map? 3,000? I think that's supposed to be 3,850 something. What? There's still something wrong here. I can't exactly see what it is, but... Can you tile inspector to check all the tile coordinates are on the edges? Yeah, sure. Hang on, let me disable the rain quickly. Tile inspector, tile inspector. Okay, let's start with the normal edge. I mean, it says 1414 here. Oh wait, X. That's X 11. How? I mean, I can see what is here. It says 1,000, which is too big. It should only. I think I just crashed. Wait, no, I didn't. 1,000 is too big. Because it should only go up to 999. I'm assuming that's also the case in the other corner. If I can ever get there. Where's the park gone? Hang on. Can you plus your Y? Sure. Well, actually, no, I can't. I mean, I'm clicking, doesn't do anything. Can plus my X. I can minus, I can plus again. How much RAM do you have? 64. Okay. That corner, yeah, is 1,001. So, this is one tile too big. But this was made before... This was made in 2019. That's well before the new save file, right? Hang on, let me open this in an old version. Where it also worked. So let's get 0.3.5 running. Let's see if it also has the bigger boundaries there, because it shouldn't. Okay, that's likely the cost, because it should only go to 999. Yeah. Okay, here we... There we go. Gravity Garden Stream. Okay, so yeah, I did make it bigger. Oh, it also glitches out here. Wonderful. So I did faff about with that. But why does this work? This shouldn't work. Right? Even in... Because this was before the new save format. How did I do this? I mean, I can check the stream. Streams on YouTube. In fact, this was before I ever streamed on Twitch. So it's on my main channel even. Yeah, 3,850 it says here. So I was right. It was calculated from 0 to 999. But now if you look here... I mean, it says between 13 and 254. But in the other it says 3 and 999. It only goes up to 999, so... You can only have 99 by 99 tiles, and the other is 1,000 by 1,000. But I don't understand. Because there were some earlier, like, versions where you could try, you know, where you could do stuff. Like beta versions for the new save format. But you could not open any of those parks in the normal versions. So... I'm gonna have to look at the live stream to see what happened. Because this is weird. I did not even notice this. Because, you know, when I found this crash a few weeks ago, I also opened this park in an old version and it worked. I did not even notice it because I only looked at the park itself. Well, that's odd. Yeah, I'll figure that out later. Kinda want to finish this because I want to have a little bit more fence variety here. Blue and yellow dueling coasters. Oh, they're not coasters, they're monorails. They have monorail trains on them. There we go. These can have like hedges. Monorails with loopings. I mean, I did say I did do a, you know, some cheaterino stuff on it. That's the kind of cheaterino I meant. I put a jump in and go-karts by making some tiles invisible, and I put a wrong vehicles on the wrong rides, that kind of stuff. But you know, that's just fun. I've been doing that for years. That shouldn't cause any of the crashes, and it didn't. That's not what caused the crash. I'm pretty sure we found out what caused the crash. Something with the map size, and I don't know what, but we'll figure it out. Okay, I think that's the plaza done, and I think that's also just the live stream done. We've not built very much, but that's kind of what you do if you build a pretty park. So, thank you very much for watching. I'll be in touch, and this is where, I mean, we know where to find each other. And I'll try to figure out what happened. And I'll find someone to write before I do my proper exit. But yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you had a good time. I'm kind of glad I opened that park on stream right now, because we figured out something interesting. If I open it later, I probably wouldn't even have bothered with opening it. Okay, let's join an 18+ roller coaster stream. Probably just some light swearing going on, but maybe some more. Someone called XYeski. Sounds a bit like a not safe for work stream, but looks like a very normal stream. So I'll send you there, and I hope you have fun. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on Wednesday. Bye bye.